What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be following up on a couple of my videos from a few weeks ago about 5 underrated star cards by going through 5 more infantry star cards that I think are some of the most underrated cards in the game and explaining exactly why you should use these more often. If you guys are like me and get stuck in the groove of playing some of the same classes with the same old star cards every round, then there's no doubt in my mind that some of these star cards will be a good change up and hopefully help freshen up the game a bit at the same time. Some of you guys might already use these cards from time to time, so it's not to say that they're never used at all, but for how good they are, they're definitely underused and underrated, as at least for myself anyway, I rarely ever see these out on the battlefront. So in no particular order, we are going to go through them all, and like I said, I will explain what they do and why you should use these all more often. So the first card I'm going to mention is the Recharge Vanguard ability for the Assault class, and this replaces your regular Vanguard ability with one that actually recharges your abilities every single time you get a kill with it. There's no difference in terms of the actual Vanguard itself. The weapon does the same amount of damage at the same distance and everything like that. However, every single time you get a kill with this one, both your other abilities will be completely recharged and ready to use. If you're an ability heavy player, then this is probably one of the best star cards in the game for you. If you use, say, the Acid Launcher or the Smart Iron Grenade and want to be able to use them both more often, then simply use the abilities and try and get some kills with them or take down a turret. Then activate the Recharge Vanguard, try and land a kill with it, and once you have, then all of your abilities will be completely cooled down and ready to go. This is honestly one of those cards that I've just never really used much, but since I have started using it to test it for this video, it actually has already become one of my favourite cards for the Assault class, so this one is definitely worth giving a shot if you do love using your other abilities. Moving on to the next card, which is the Detonite Charge for the Heavy class, and this is another card that I have completely slept on for the whole lifespan of the game so far. For me personally, having Han's Detonite travel so far when you throw it and dealing so much damage, it does make this version seem so weak and underwhelming, but trying it out again recently, it is definitely very underrated. Even though you can't throw it as far as Han's version, it can still go a short distance, allowing you to throw it on objectives or in doorways, and then you can also control the explosion, so if you want it to go off instantly then it can, or if you want to leave it there until an enemy comes a little closer, then you can also do that as well. Aside from using it as a grenade though, it can also be amazing when holding down objectives and pretty much just blowing up anyone who tries to plant or defuse an objective. You'll see it in this clip here that there were a couple of times where enemies came close to the objective and I could either kill them with it straight away, or with the heroes or reinforcements, is not necessarily going to kill them, but it will deal a heap of damage and make them a much easier target from there. So this card is fairly situational, and I think that's why it doesn't get used as much. You have to be pretty close to be able to use it effectively. However, with the heavy class, you should be playing fairly close quarters anyway, and so I definitely think this is another card worth checking out. Moving on now to the third card, and this one is the Disruption star card for the Officer class. So this is one that you probably see people using every now and then, and it can be pretty damn annoying to go up against, but there are actually a few features to it that I don't think everyone actually knows about. Most people see this card as just a way to prevent enemies from firing, as anyone who's hit by it will be unable to fire for a short amount of time, and don't get me wrong, that in itself is a great use for the ability, but it does actually have an even more useful ability as well. If you're in range, this card can actually disrupt enemy turrets, doing the same thing to them as it does to regular troopers by frying the blaster and making them unable to actually shoot. This is perfect for if you need to sneak down a hallway or something guarded by a turret, just simply hit them with the ability and sneak right past, and your enemy won't notice either, as the ability won't be destroyed and shown in red on their HUD. Not only that, but you can actually do the same effect as the diffuser ability by stopping certain explosives in their tracks if you hit them right before they explode. I'm not 100% sure if this works on all types of explosives or whether it has any other uses as well, but I will be doing a Mythbusters episode in the near future covering the Disruption card, so make sure to keep your eyes peeled for that one. Overall, this is a great card for a lot of situations, and it's definitely worth you guys giving this one a try. Moving on, we have a card for the Specialist class, and this one is called Marksman. Now, this card is actually available for every single class, but this is easily the most useful when it's paired with the Specialist class, as it revolves around headshots, which is obviously a lot more useful for snipers. What this card does is it actually reduces your heat build up on any of your weapons when you land a headshot by up to 40% when fully upgraded. Now, I could be wrong on this, but I think it only counts when the headshot results in a kill, and so that's what makes it so much more useful for the Specialist class, as most of the time you're going to be going for those headshots anyway. Now, this card is by no means a necessity. You can still do very well without it. However, if you are a good enough aimer with a sniper and you do like to play aggressively, then this is an absolute game changer, as it allows you to pretty much never have to reload or cool down your weapon. I've had a heap of submissions to my top 5 play series of people chaining together 4, 5, 6, even more kills in a row with the NT242, as it means you can pretty much just continuously pick enemies off if you are a good enough aim to land consistent headshots. So if you are a fan of the specialist class and you love using those snipers, then definitely give this one a try. Now moving on to the 5th and final star card in this video, and this one is the Blast Command card for the officer class. This one is a really team oriented ability, much more so than the other 2 Battle Command variants, and what it does is it gives you and any teammates nearby a gold cooldown bar on your weapon, meaning you can pretty much fire non-stop until the cooldown runs out. I have been using this one a lot more recently, and I found it's pretty good for defending objectives if you have a heap of teammates helping you out. You can pretty much just hit them all with this battle command, and then from there they can pretty much provide a wall of blaster fire towards your enemies, which doesn't give the enemy team much of a chance of pushing those objectives. To be fair, it is probably the least useful of all the battle command variants. The other 2 do allow for more abilities or more health, but in saying that, I almost never see anyone use this card, and I do think it is criminally underrated, as pretty much every time I do see someone use it or I use it myself, the enemy has pretty much no chance of pushing us back. Again, it's hard to swap out the other ones for this one, but if you do play the officer class fairly often, then I'd recommend at least giving this one a try, and hey, you never know, you might like this one more than the others. So anyway, those are the 3rd lot of 5 of the most underrated star cards in Battlefront 2. Again, these ones probably aren't quite as powerful as the first ones that I have mentioned in the previous videos, but in saying that, they're also probably a lot more underused and underrated as well, so hopefully you guys can find some hidden gems in there. If you guys would like me to do a follow-up again to this episode and touch on 5 more cards that are worth using, then definitely let me know down in the comments and I will get to work straight away. If you did enjoy the video, guys, make sure to leave a like down below to help support the channel. If you have any other cards that you think are underrated, then definitely feel free to let everyone know down in the comments section, and I might even throw a few of them in the follow-up video if I do decide to go ahead with it. If you are new to the channel, then feel free to subscribe and turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on any more Battlefront 2 videos or live streams. Thank you all so much for watching. You guys have a great day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.